everyone, welcome to day 11 of your 30-day Pilates challenge. Today we are working lower body. Let's get started standing today. I want you to start with your feet about hip distance apart. You can go ahead and turn and face towards the top of your mat. I want you to go ahead and just start in a nice tall position. You're feeling all 10 toes spreading wide into your mat. Arms down by your side. Already you're thinking about the abdominals pulling in. We're gonna sit back into a squat here. Reach your arms forward. My weight is heavy into my heels, and my core is still pulling in tight. I'm gonna lift all the way back up to standing. Sitting my hips low on my inhale. Exhale to lift. As I sit, my weight is just staying all the way back into my heels. I'm feeling my glutes working. I'm feeling my quads working as well. And then I'm also feeling that contraction through the hamstring as I lift. Let's lower for 4. Lower for 3. Down for 2. Now I want you to sit back to your squat, pause. Float the arms back to your hips. Let's have the palms facing forward. And then reach the arms up by your ears. The palms are spinning up to the ceiling. Reaching the arms back, and then reach the arms back up. Inhale back. Exhale to lift. Make sure you're still sitting back into your heels. Make sure your rib cage is still staying knitted in the front of the body. Let's go back for 4. Go back for 3. Last 2. On 1, I want you to reach your arms up by your ears, small pulses down. Really sitting your weight back into the hips. Let's go for 4. 3, 2, on 1, come all the way to standing nice and tall. Let's just come into some marching here. Lift your right leg to tabletop and lower down. Alternating sides. Feel that lift up from your center. And then just let the legs feel like they're floating through space. So we're not gripping through the hips or gripping through the quads. We're lifting up for 4. Last 2. Bring your feet together, squeezing the inner thighs tight this time. I want you to sit back into that squat. More so like a chair position this time, and then come back up. Reach the hips back, and then back up to the ceiling. Feeling the spine pulling nice and long here. So you're keeping a flat back, and you're just hinging right from the hip sockets. Let's lower down for 4. Hugging everything into the midline. 3. Sit back for 2. On this next one, sit back, weight into the heels, slightly tucked pelvis here. Reach the arms back to your hips, and then back up to your ears. Really feel your weight sitting back like you're just sitting back into a chair. Reach the arms. 4. 3. 2, energy reaching through the fingertips. 1, arms by the ears, spin the palms up to the ceiling, pulse down and down. Hug those inner thighs tighter for 4, 3, 2, on 1, come all the way up to standing. Keep the arms to the ceiling, lift your right leg up, and then lower your right leg down. Left leg is gonna lift. And lower, let's lift up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your right leg up. Make sure you have space behind you. You're going to step your right foot back to a 90-90 lunge. Just keep the arms reaching up to the ceiling, and then stand up. Bring your right leg to tabletop. If you need to have a chair nearby or a wall nearby for balance to hold on to, feel free to do that. Try to keep your weight centered as you go back. So I'm evenly distributing my weight in between both legs. 2 more. Right leg steps back for 2. Hold for 1. I want you to flip the palms to face forward. Just bend the elbows and reach. 2 more. Just the upper body bent and reach. Slightly tuck through your pelvis. Bend. Reach, come all the way up to standing, keep that right leg back. Let's bend the elbows, tap your right knee down, and then lift back up. Bend the elbows, tap your knee, and lift. Let's lower for 4. Feel that stretch through the right hip flexor for 3 as you push your pelvis forward. Lift 2. Lift 1. Shift your weight forward all the way up to that standing position. Lower the right foot down. Lift your left leg up. Pull the ribs and the abs in. Step your left leg back. And lift your left leg up. I'm pushing off this right side. Pushing from the back of my right leg to come back up to standing. My arms are reaching to the ceiling while my shoulders stay plugged out of my ears. Let's go 3 more. Weight stays centered as you go back 2. On 1, back into that 90-90 lunge. Stand nice and tall, but keep the legs low. Flip your palms, bend the elbows, and reach. Bend. Reach 1 more. Reach, hold at the top. Go ahead and straighten the legs, and then bend. Let's keep our weight nice and centered. Straighten and bend. See if you can tap that left knee down to the floor for 4. Push through both legs as you lift. 3, 2. Come all the way to standing at the top. Shift your weight forward. Left leg to tabletop. Lower the foot down. Shake it out. Woo! Now we have a little bit of heat through the body. Let's go ahead and come into a roll down here. Arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll down. All the way to the floor. Gently shake your head yes. And shake your head no. And then I just want you to walk your feet back to a downward dog. Feel this stretch here through the back of the calves. We're going to pedal out the feet, lifting one heel, and then switch. Let's just go for 6, 3, 2, 1. Lower both heels down. I want you to shift onto the toes, come forward, lower down onto all fours, untuck your toes. We're going to reach just your right leg straight back. And then all I want you to do is tap your right toes down to the floor and then lift your right leg back up. Right toes tap and then you lift up. Making sure that you're still squeezing in from the front of the abdominals. You're pushing through both hands, pressing onto the mat. And then I'm squeezing right from that right glute to lift the leg for 3, 2, hold on 1. From here, I want you to circle the leg to the right and then circle the leg back behind you. Circle that leg to the right, try to keep it hip height, and then circle back behind you. So the tricky part, that challenge, is to keep your leg in line with your hip as you reach it to the right. Your weight will shift just a little bit into that left hip, and you're going to be squeezing your right obliques to pull that right leg forward. 2 more. Reach 2. 1 more. Reach, hold, bend the knee, lower the leg down, and then lift the leg back up. So we're in those fire hydrant positions here. Lifting the thigh open and then lowering it down. Getting into that hip abduction. So we're pushing that hip open. Let's go for 6. 5, you should be feeling that work through your left leg as well. 4, 3, last 2, and lower down. Let's switch to the other side. Your left leg is going to reach back. You're going to lower the left foot down and then lift the left leg up. As that leg lifts, be careful you're not dumping into the lower back, but you're keeping your spine nice and strong. You're getting into that nice reach back through the left toes. Now your right side is staying active just to find this stability through your standing leg. Breathing here. Let's lift up for 4, 3, 2, stay lifted on 1. I'm just going to scoot over so I don't hit the wall. You're gonna reach that left leg out to the left and then circle back behind you. So your left leg reaches, keep it hip height, and then back behind you. That leg will rotate in the hip socket, and then it'll reach back, rotate the quad back to the floor. You'll reach that leg to the side. Your quad is looking towards your shoulder. As you reach the back, the quad faces the floor. Circle that leg, and back. Give me 4 more here. For 4. Open for 3. Pushing into both hands for 2. Last one. Hold, bend the knee, lower the knee down. We're coming into those fire hydrants. Open the knee out to the side and down. Keeping your shoulders now squared off to the mat again. Try to keep your right shin pressing into the floor. Let's go for 4. Open, 3. Last 2. And 1. Nice. Let's take a quick child's pose here. Get off of those wrists. Take a stretch back. Just shake the hips right and left. And then I'm going to have you shift forward. We're going to come onto our left forearm this time. Your right hand is just pushing into the mat. Now you're going to open that right leg back up to your fire hydrant. This time you're going to flex the foot. I want you to kick the leg back behind you, sort of to that back corner of your mat, and then bend the right knee to come back in. So you'll kick your right leg back behind you, pull that right knee back in. Breathe through the burning. Our glutes are going to start to feel fatigued, but we just have to power through. You can do it. You have the strength. It's just all about keeping that strong mentality and telling yourself, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lift that leg higher. I'm gonna squeeze that muscle stronger. Let's go 3 more. Reach that leg out for 3. 2. You're gonna hold for 1. Little pulses up. Up, get that leg higher than your hip for 6. 5, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1, relax down. Let's switch to the other side. Dropping onto your right forearm. Open that left leg out to the side. Flex the left foot. Kick the leg out, and then pull that leg back in. Try to keep, again, that knee in line with or higher than your hip. And now make sure you're not dumping into the back, but you're staying active through the abdominals to support the spine. We got it. Let's reach that leg out for 5. 4. Reach that leg higher. 3. 2. You can do it. 1 more. Reach. Pulse that leg up and up. Get it all the way to the ceiling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down. All right, take a second here. Let's come seated onto our mat. You might feel that one tomorrow. Reach your legs straight out in front of you. Sit nice and tall. Arms are gonna reach forward. I want us to nice and slow roll all the way down. Tuck your hips. Start to slowly roll onto your mat, taking your time. Reach the arms overhead. Just take a big stretch. Maybe shake out the legs. All right, let's hug that right knee into your chest and then just pull it nice and tight. Grab behind your hamstring, and I want us to straighten that right leg up and lower down. Up and lower, just getting into that hamstring stretch for 2. Hold for 1, bring your hands to the mat in a low V. Ankle is stacked over hip. Single leg circles. We're coming into some core work here. Cross your right leg over the body. Circle the leg down, open and around. Inhale over, exhale around. Inhale over, exhale around. It's all about the stability through your pelvis here. So your core is working more than the leg is working. Reverse. Inhale, open the leg. Exhale, down and around. Let's go for 3. Really push down through your hands. Around 2. 1. Grab onto that leg, pull it a little closer into that hamstring stretch. And then lower the right foot, hug the left knee into your chest. Grab behind your hamstring, straighten that leg up to the ceiling and bend back in. Stand up and bend. Let's go 2 more here. 2. Hold it there, arms to the mat, foot over hip. Inhale, cross the leg over the body. Exhale, down and around. Make sure your hips stay glued onto the mat the entire time. That left hip should never come up. Around for 2. Reverse that circle. Inhale, open. Exhale, down and around. Really push down through the upper body. Push down through that right leg. Let's circle for 3. Grab onto that leg. Pull that leg closer into your stretch one more time. And then hug both knees in. We're coming into a bridge here. I want you to press your feet onto the mat. Plant your hands down onto the floor. Articulate up into your bridge as you roll your spine off the mat. Inhale at the top. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale, roll up. 1 vertebrae at a time, lowers onto the mat. I want you to still feel your arms pressing into the floor. Hold here at the top of your bridge. Lift onto your toes and then lower the heels down. Lift onto the toes and lower. 4 more. Lift up for 4. 3. 2. Hold the heels up. Hinge your hips down. Press your hips up. Lower down for 5. And press. 4. Push your pelvis to the ceiling. 3. But the ribs stay down. 2. 1 more. Lift the hips up. Pulse the legs up for 8. 7. Just those hips. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Hold on 1. Lower the heels down. Roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. And take a second at the bottom. Cross your right leg over your left. Grab behind your left hamstring. Pull into that figure 4 stretch here. With your right elbow, push that right thigh open. And uncross that leg. Switch left leg crosses over right thigh. Grab behind your right hamstring and pull that leg in. Your left elbow is pushing that left thigh open. Uncross the legs, roll onto your right side. Carefully just bring yourself up to a seated position. And you guys are done for the day.